That's a good question. I think it primarily has to do with the fact that, well, from my own personal interest, I'm obsessed with details. So for me, as a creative, I like to do everything, which includes the building of systems and the computational details of systems. So I think, even though I'm an artist, it's not so odd that I'm giving a talk at what seems to be primarily like an IT or engineering-led conference. It's a new approach because it's object-oriented computing. So instead of dealing with two-dimensional structures that deal with parcelized information, like for example, an XY graph is two axes, our system is multidimensional, both in terms of the standard way of defining dimensionality, it's three-dimensional, but also because it has 12 different axes. So what you can do is pipe in 12 different live data streams, and it allows you to create synthesis and understanding of emergent properties between what seem to be disparate data sets that you would never see if you looked at them one at a time. Nor would you ever be able to mentally compute that kind of association. There are trade-offs everywhere in life. So if you want to design one thing that is meant to allow you a greater understanding of meta patterns, which is what Halo does. It gives you the bigger, broader picture. Sure, there's an element of required training, but nothing in life of value comes for free. So that investment, we believe, is not that big because you can design the system to be relatively simple. So you start simple and you go more and more complex for the user. And the user is generating the system, as in it's like Lego, they could put pieces together. So they learn the basics of the system, but in having to learn that, what they get out of it is much more valuable than if they looked at, say, 10 different graphs in HealthKit and tried to understand the connection between steps and heart rate, and then, of course, mentally, unless you're a scientist, you won't be able to do it. So what we're providing is something that you do have to put some effort into, learn, but then what you get out of it, I think, is probably immense. Yeah. When we first started this project, what we wanted to do was to basically farm social media data on sentimentality. So take individual posts by people, sentiment code what they're writing to get an assessment of their degree of mental state. Things that they think they may know, but they may not realize, are they on a scale of 1 to 5, how happy they are overall. That technology is available. You can do sentiment analysis. That's all passive, as in if you type something in, the algorithm simply codes the emotional nature of what you're writing. And then what we wanted to do was build a Halo-type system based on that kind of information. So what it truly is your aura, but not in a hokey, supernatural way, but it is a true representation of your emotionality and how it transforms throughout the day and how certain aspects of emotionality are connected with certain people, with certain contexts. Do you get sad every time you go into one neighborhood of the city that you don't even realize that you do? All of that technology is available. It's just a matter of harnessing the data in a way that can be done effectively and also for someone to actually fund it. It's all about, it really comes down to money. It's very expensive, and if someone's willing to pay for this kind of platform, then yeah, it's doable. I don't know any in specific, but I think overall what I've really enjoyed about the conference is the deep technical nature of the people involved with what they're doing. In that other conferences, you tend to get like a very surface representation of their projects, or if they're projects that they're trying to sell something oftentimes. But here you find individuals who seem very passionate about the particular, very detailed aspects of what they're doing. And because the talks are 1 hour long, that's also gives them enough time to be able to do that on a level that's, I think, quite satisfying.